All right, I'm going to come to you again, and I'm going to show you how to turn a Challenger 2019 deck into a top 8 deck for just about 20 bucks or less. So, of course, you need the Challenger deck, and then you have to get 2 History of Benalias and 2 Legion's Landings. And then I went ahead and unpackaged the cards, the extra cards. So we're gonna move these, and I got some sleeves here. We're gonna sleeve it up. I'll open this for you. But so how we turned a Challenger deck into a top 8 deck. $8.57 and $5.69 is what we spent. So $14 plus the 2 History of Benalias, which are 8. So we're up to 22 and 24, 26. So 25 bucks. 25 bucks in a Challenger deck. You can get the Challenger decks at GameStop online. I saw on their website for $20.99, which was the cheapest single price online I could find it. You can actually get the whole set of 8 decks for just about $100. So we've got 20 of these beautiful matching planes. This deck is going to be beautiful. We're going to sleeve this up, and then we've got 2 Tithe Takers, 4 Venerated Loxodons, and 4 Snubbies, as Andre Mengucci might say. Snubby. I've been watching him play a lot of White Weenie lately. He's been streaming it on Arena. It's been pretty great. I'm a big fan. I've been watching Mengucci since before he won the Mythic Invitational, which we're all very proud of him. He's a very good representative of the community, I think. So it's nice to see him win. You know, I was a little confused as why Jim Davis wasn't invited. I thought he's a great player and an active streamer with a great fan base. I think he brings a lot of people to the community, but he does have a bit of an elitist attitude, I suppose. So this is your Challenger 19 deck. In case you're wondering what's in these, you get your 2 more History of Benalias and your 2 more Legion's Landings. And then we need 4 Benelish Marshals. We need those. 4 Dauntless Bodyguards. Yes, we need those. Also, I have a special surprise for you, which I'm a little bummed Healer's Hawks are cut, but I know they're soft to Chain Whirler, and he's everywhere, so you got to be careful. Vanguard also. In the best of 1, this is optimal, actually. You want to go more weenie, but Sky Marcher, they stay. Johnny's Pride Mates. I forgot those were even in here. Adonto Vanguard, there's 4 in here. I don't think we'll be running 4 main deck, but we'll pull those aside. Pride of Conquerors, I believe we'll be cutting all together. I do like them a bit, but they're a little too situational. They're either really good or really bad, and that's a bit of advice to anyone new to Magic. We don't need these planes because we've got pretty ones. Cards that are situational and they can be really good are nice, but if they can also be really bad, you need to ask yourself, are they necessary in my deck? Because that's often some of the cards you want to cut. So now let's go ahead and sleeve up the most important stuff so they don't accidentally get damaged. And then the sideboard, I am not going to be adding a Johnny. There won't be any of Johnny's in the list, but there will be some other good stuff. And I forgot about Demystify, so I actually have to wait on those. I'm not going to be able to do those. Not a big deal. Tecatli Honor Guards. We're going to need to pull 2 of those. We'll need... Oh, no, we get enough Baffling Ends and Tribunals. Okay, so we actually need some more pieces from the other... I have another copy of the Challenger White Weenie deck. So we'll take those. We'll take that just for now. We'll take one of those. Just we'll take that. And then, are there any other singles that we need?
Don't think so. But, so, I want to go ahead, and in the middle here, we will open
the Mox Ruby. It's a Ruby. So here it is. You dope.
Oh, I only paid $3.50 for this bad boy. No, it's beautiful. God, it's beautiful. I might send this off to Dan Frazier. He's getting pretty old. So I think I want to get a couple of his signatures. I might send the entire Mox set to him. We'll go ahead and pull this out for you guys. I'm pulling it out right now. Let's see what kind of condition we're working with here. It looks really good, a lot better than it did on camera. Oh, by the way, I just won an auction for a Black Lotus. And I'm pretty happy with the price. We'll talk more about it when it gets here. I'll tell you what I paid. Let's go ahead and put that back away. I'm really not a fan of this ugly yellow sleeve. I can't even put that in there. It's hideous. Okay. So Mox Ruby. There she is.
All right, back to the weenies. To Cotley. To Cotley. To Cotley. So I'm not sure how much you guys like baffling end. To me, it's more of a sideboard card. I was thinking of possibly running one main deck. I'll probably run one baffling end and 3 conclave tribunals. Adonto, I'm not sure. There will be some combination of 4 between the main and sideboard. Probably 3 Adonto and 2 Tithe Takers was my original thought. There will probably be a 4th Tribunal in the sideboard. So, Sky Marcher. Sky Marcher. Marched right out of the sky. Dauntless Bodyguards are a definite yes. Alright. So like I said, I've been watching Mengucci run this deck. It's actually really strong. I don't like it with the blue splash, the Azorius. The mana base just can't support it. I mean, when it hits, it's good, but it's like a 60-70% chance of 8 lands is just not enough. And this deck, it's difficult to leave mana up with anyhow, so it's just not ideal. And what I mean by leaving mana up for counter spells with the blue-white splash. There's a lot of people running this deck with the blue splash. And then I just saw, can't remember his name, but he just won with a mono red aggro, but he's splashing green. So 8 dual lands, the green reds, Stomping Ground, and Rootbound Crag. And then he's running Cindervines, and I can't even remember the other red-green spell, but I mean, he just won first place at a big event, so it must be decent, but I still just can't get behind 8 dual lands in a 20 land deck when you're trying to splash a color. It's just not enough. I've tried it. I mean, I've seen where 12 duels isn't enough for a splash with a 24 land black-white vampire deck. It just wasn't consistent enough to be tier. I mean, it was good when it hit, it just wasn't tier. But I mean, it's hard to argue that that deck's not tier when you won a major event with it. But paper shuffling is different than online shuffling. That's all I'm gonna say. If you get my drift. So you weave a couple of duels and you're good to go. Weave nothing else but your duels and you ensure at least that you don't get a hole punched in your mana base. And one thing I thought about with this deck even was running like 2 Field of Ruin in the sideboard for a little bit, just to see if they're worth ever bringing in. Because in the Nexus matchup, which is ironically difficult because mono blue runs right through Nexus because of the counter spells, but we really struggle to search for Azcanta if they flip it. So if we can play Field of Ruin, but you know, Field of Ruin in a Benelish Marshall deck is difficult also. So there's that. So we got 2 Tithe Takers in the main, 4 Venerated Loxodons, 4 Snubbies, 4 Benelish Marshall, 4 Dauntless Bodyguard, 4 Dauntless Bodyguard. There's the other 2. 4 Sky Marcher Aspirant, one of my favorite cards in Standard. I don't know, I just like the art and I like the text, the flavor. And Tucket Lee Honor Guards as our sideboard. Conclave Tribunals, 3 in the main, 1 in the side. We are missing 3 Demystifies, but those will be here. Adonto Vanguard, 3 in the main, 1 in the side right now. History of Benalia. Best card in the deck. Best creature is Venerated Loxodon. Best card is History of Benalia. It's arguable which card is all around better, but I don't know. Probably Benalia, in my opinion. Without History of Benalia, the deck can't exist. Without Venerated Loxodon, the deck did exist. So consider that. We need more baffling in for the sideboard. And these beautiful plains. There's nothing plain about these. They're gorgeous. Very gorgeous. And one last shot of the Mox Ruby. There she is. Beautiful. And to come soon, the Black Lotus. So this will go with the rest of the collector's edition. Thanks for tuning in.